So today we are going to continue with chapter 2 is matter around us pure with 2.3 separating the components of a mixture. Now we have studied in the previous part that natural substances, they are not chemically pure. Okay, so we have studied about the homogeneous mixture, which we have seen that they are evenly distributed, so they cannot be separated from each other. But we have also studied about heterogeneous mixture, which can be separated, right? Which can be separated. Now, what happened? There are different types of ways, or there are different ways through which we can separate this heterogeneous mixture. Okay, some of the common or the daily ways are like hand picking. Okay, so you have seen the rice grains. Okay, so we this one we with our hand we pick up the grains which are which are not, which we cannot cook or which are hard. We just take it out before we cook the rice. Then we use the sieve also. Okay, as well as we also use filtration. Okay, through filtration also we try to separate the heterogeneous mixture. Besides this also, there are certain other ways through which heterogeneous mixtures can be separated. Okay, now in 2.3.1, here it is given that how we can obtain colored component from blue black ink. For that an activity is given. Now you will not be able to do this activity because you will require a beaker over there. So now I will just explain you the activity. So you have to take a beaker with half filled water. Okay, and on top of that you have to put a watch glass. Now what is a watch glass? The watch glass is the glass which is there in your watch. Okay, when you wear the watch, there is a glass on top, no? So that is called a watch glass. So you have to place the watch glass on the mouth of the beaker, and then you have to put few drops of ink. And what will happen after that? You have to start heating the beaker. So when you start heating the beaker, you are not heating the ink, you are heating the beaker. So the heat which reaches the watch glass, you will see that there evaporation takes place, okay, from the watch glass. And what happened? You have to continue heating till this evaporation stops. Okay, and there is further change in the watch glass, right? So you have to observe. They have asked you to observe and record your observation. So when you come back to school, we will try to do this experiment there. So what you will find is that you can easily separate ink from water. Okay, you can easily separate ink from water by the method of evaporation. Okay, so the next is, this is the common which you have seen your mother also doing in the kitchen. So this activity, that is activity 2.3.2, that is how can we separate cream from milk. You can ask your mother to show you how she separates milk and the cream which comes on top. Okay, as well as you have also seen, if you if your mother is preparing your homemade paneer. Okay, that is also a way through which the cream is taken out from the milk. But what happened? There are certain particles. There are certain particles, solid particles, which will easily pass out through the filtration. When we use the process of filtration, what will happen? That time the small particles, the particles which we cannot see with our eyes, those particles will flow off. Okay, so in order to hold those, in order to hold those particles, we use the process of centrifugation. Okay, centrifugation. So there is a machine. Okay, there is a machine to do this, where we can separate the denser particles, that is the particles which we cannot see with our eyes, that those particles can be separated through this process of centrifugation. Okay, and this process is used in the labs, where we go for blood test or for the urine test. Okay, so they use it there. Then it is used in dairies. Okay, dairies, and as well as at home to separate butter from cream, as well as it is used in washing machine also to squeeze the cloths. Okay, to squeeze the water from the wet cloths. Okay, so now we come to the next activity, that is 2.3.3. Now the activity which is there in 2.3.3 is a common activity. You can also try it. How can we separate a mixture of two immiscible liquids? Okay, so two immiscible liquids, we can take example of oil and water. Okay, so when we try to mix oil and water, what happens? The oil floats on top and the water goes down. So this too is an example of immiscible liquids. So here what happened, there is an activity which is given to you to how separation of immiscible liquids take place. So here what they have asked is that let us try to separate this one kerosene oil from water by using separating your funnel. So they have poured the kerosene oil and water in a separating funnel. You can see in the picture is showing you the separating, they have marked the separating funnel over there. So you can see in this picture. Okay, they are separating funnel. You see here, this is the separating funnel. This funnel is called the separating funnel. Now what they have done is that when you pour the kerosene and the water, you let it go undisturbed. You are not going to touch it. You are not going to do anything. There should be no activity in this process. So you have to leave the kerosene and the water. Okay. After that, when you have to see, there is a stopcock. Okay, this is stopping the water and the kerosene to flow down. So what you have to do is that you have to open this stopcock. Okay, you have to open this stopcock, and when you open this stopcock, you will see that the lower layer of the water will carefully, it will come down. Okay, the lower layer of the water will come down, and immediately when the kerosene will come, you have to close the stopcock again. Okay, so we get the water is flowing down and the kerosene remains there in the separating funnel. So this is how we can separate the kerosene as well as the this kerosene from water. Okay, and the application where we can use this process is to separate oil from water, as well as when we extract iron from its ore. Okay, there we can use it. And here this principle of this immiscible liquid separate out in layers depending on the densities. Next we have 2.3.4. So now 2.3.4 is how we can separate a mixture of salt and ammonium chloride. Now they have given the method of sublimation for separating salt and ammonium chloride. Okay, now they have said that we have learnt in chapter 1 that ammonium chloride changes directly from solid to gaseous state on heating. Okay, so to separate such mixtures that contain a sublimable volatile component and a non-sublimable impurity, salt in this case, the sublimation process is used. Some of the examples which sublime are ammonium chloride, camphor, naphthalene, and the anthracene. Yeah, if you remember, I have explained you in chapter 1. When we have done chapter 1, I have explained you over there about the process through which what will happen. So we will keep on heating the. We will put sugar in the pan with water, and then we will keep on heating it. Right, so that experiment which I have done in chapter 1, that relates to this sublimation method. Okay, where what will happen, you will be observing, it is there in page number 6. It is there in page number 6, where we have taken the ice. You remember, we have taken the ice in a beaker, and then after that, when the ice melts into water, okay, we increase the heat more, and slowly it turns into vapor. So you can go through that your experiment also in page number 6. That will show you how we can separate salt and ammonium chloride. So next we come to 2.3.5. Is the dye in black ink a single color? Okay, so this is the topic that I'll be explaining it to you the next day. So till concept 2.3.4 you can just go through it. Any doubt you can get back to me.